Casting and audition tips. So here's a few tips just to help you beforehand and during, so that when you're in a process, you can kind of let go a little bit more and just enjoy yourself, so you can actually just get booked. When you are giving your brief from your agent, or if you're self-submitting, or your manager, do your homework. Read through the brief and make sure that it does actually suit you. I remember getting briefs when I was younger and performing, and I was the right age group for alcohol, because alcohol you have to be over a certain age, you have to be like 25 and over, but I looked really young. And after going to like my 4th alcohol casting, I just said I'm not going to go to anymore, because they're never going to put me through. I may be the age on paper, but I don't look it on camera, so it was a waste of my time, especially if I had like 2 or 3 castings that I was juggling at the same time. So for me, even though tick boxes, she's right this, she's right that, I know I didn't look that age, so it was a waste of my time, and I was better off going to the other casting, which was across town, which I did tick the boxes, and I'm going to book that, because it's all about booking a job. So do your homework and check the brief, because even though your agent is looking after you, they have loads of people on their books, and you are your best agent. As I always say, you are your best agent. Only person who looks after you 100 and 1,000% is you. Even more so than your mama and your dada. So do your homework, and from doing your homework and reading the brief, then you can then understand, what do you need to dress like? Do you need to dress a certain way? Is there any homework that you need to prepare for the casting? Is there any songs that they sent, any links? Is there any movement references that they sent beforehand? I've taken so many castings, and for example, there might be one where they have to learn some wording. They'll come in and be like, oh, I don't know, I haven't got it, which is absolutely fine. You might have not got it. It might have been a miscommunication. Or, if you're really good on the spot, great. But if that's something that's going to make you crumble, just take a little bit of time to learn it. Don't obsess over it. But even if you just read it a couple of times before you go to sleep and then leave it, at least it's sunk in, and then tomorrow you can move forward with it. But some people just play dumb and literally like, oh, I don't know it. Well, I don't know what to do. And then they do a half-hearted casting. So it's kind of like you've taken the effort to come all this way to do this casting, and you've not prepared, and now you're acting slightly negative, and it's everyone else's fault. You're not going to really book the job, are you? Just like, for example, if they say, oh, it's a certain style, can you do this style? And beforehand you have to check whether you can do the style. So you would then submit to your agent, or you'd submit to the casting director and say, yeah, I can do that style. Get there and then go, oh, I didn't know there was a style. Again, it's making you look a little bit bad, and it's not even that. The client don't get to see or hear any of this stuff, like the client and the agency and the director. That's not their problem. They will just see what's on camera. They don't know the journey to this, like, oh, I got the call last minute. Oh, I didn't learn the song. Oh, there could be a billion excuses. All they see is a name and a number and a photo and a video, and they click on it. They watch it, the next person, and it's the person that lights up, that hits them, that they all are in agreement with, that books the job. They don't get told all the problems that came with that each person. None of that. They just want that person or this person, which is good for the brand, which is great for performance. Those are the things that they want to issue about. They don't want to know about all the other stuff. So do your homework. If you're prepared, it means you can give the best of your ability. Quite frankly, you want to go to an audition or a casting, and you don't want to be worrying about the stuff, anything. You just want to go there and do your best, and then move on to your next one. So do your homework, learn any songs you need to learn any dialogue you need to learn any movement you need to learn, or even check out the movement style. Because if the style really isn't for you, do you need to go across town to that casting and do that audition? Like, do you need to waste your time doing that? Be on time. There's so many times when I'm doing castings, especially auditions are normally bigger groups, so you have a bigger group, and then if you miss it, you go in the next group. But especially castings where it's time slots and you might have individual ones, if you miss that, it can sometimes mess up the whole timetable for the casting director. Especially if you've got to do joint stuff, like they might want a girl to do a solo thing and then a guy to do a solo thing, and then together, or 2 guys and 2 girls, and they might have grouped you beforehand because of your look, your type, anything, you don't know. So you want to be on time, because if you're constantly running late, and if it's the same casting directors, they're going to get a little bit cheesed off with you. Also, if it's a dance casting, if you come in like 20 minutes, half hour late, and you've missed the first half of it, that's going to throw you off. I would say if you do come late, I would then just say to myself, just because I'm quite in my head person, even though people don't realize I am, I kind of overthink, and I'm that person. I would go to myself, you've missed the first 4/8, forget about it, move on to the next. Otherwise, you're going to make the whole routine look a mess. At least if there's like the end section, which is like, oh wow, that's amazing, they can go, well, she came late. It's very obvious, like, why does she not know the beginning but she knows the end on point? But you have to detach from that first bit. You were late, so what, that's gone. So at least come with the energy of, I'm late, I'm going to do the best I can from here on. I've been to some auditions and castings, I've taken them, and the performers will not stop going on about being late. And it's like, dude, you're here now. Please be quiet, please be present, and please just give a good casting performance. Because again, especially if the director, the producers and the agencies and the clients are not there in that room, all they see is what is on camera. So these excuses mean nothing. And when you also have the energy of, oh, I was late, and all that kind of, your whole energy is like that. It's different. It's completely different to someone who's like, I'm here, I got this, I'm ready to do this, let's book. Yeah, so be on time, because if anything, it just helps you stay in a nice positive flow, a nice positive energy. What are you wearing? Wear something which is specific for the job. Don't wear something, for example, if they want you to be wearing something which you'll have to be, for example, naked, or you wear something which is near enough like for like clothing, don't come in a big hoodie, a jacket wrapped around your waist. They need to see your outer shape, your silhouette. So wear like a leggings and a vest, or wear something which shows off your body. It's not about your size. It's just about, as long as you're toned, you're absolutely fine. They've called you there. You're there for a reason. Sometimes you can be the complete opposite of what they want, but you will make them change their mind and they go, actually, that's the person I need for my campaign. So think about what you're wearing. If they want you to be wearing no clothes, wear like for like silhouette clothing. If it's something where you need to wear a skirt, wear a skirt. Trousers, wear trousers. There's times when we've told you you've got to move. A girl will come in a mini skirt, high heels. She can't even walk in this, let alone dance, you know? And then she feels uncomfortable because anything she does, she's straight away flashing. So you need to just be thinking out of your box. If you're a really good performer, you will have a bag which has a few backups and necessities, like a pair of leggings and different stuff that you know that you might need for this audition. Just like, for example, a dancer will have in their bag knee pads, you know? There's so many times when the choreographer will go to the floor to the knees and everyone will be like, ooh, why haven't you got your knee pads? Because if tomorrow you're doing like a job where you've got to show off your legs, if you've battered and bruised them, that's not looking good for you, is it? So always be prepared. Have your stuff in your bag. It might mean carrying a larger bag, but it just means that you're prepared. Also, think about what is the brief in age. For example, if everyone has a playing age and it's from one extreme to the other, and if it's on the other end, then you need to be more mature. So you're not going to wear something that's going to make you look too young, and vice versa. Get into the character, visualize before you come to it. If you can come to the casting looking more like what they want, that will help them while they're watching it, because it helps them figure out, yeah, I can believe that is meant to be the character Sarah, or that is meant to be the character Dan. Then you literally coming in the complete opposite. You know, they want someone who she's a free spirit, gypsy, you know, she's very loose with it, and you come in looking very rock and roll, and it's very hardcore, and it's like, you kind of want to play up so that you leave nothing for their imagination. On camera, you just want it to be, book me, I'm what you want. So be prepared, do your homework, make sure you've done your research beforehand, wear the appropriate clothing, be on time. Check also who's the casting director, who is the director, who is the choreographer. That will also help you with your preparation. If you know a little bit with whom you're working with, whom you're going to be working with, that helps you along. And then I would say when it comes to groups, especially if you're in an audition, because when you do an audition, you learn the material and then you wait and then you're called. And sometimes it can be any group. It's not specific in regards to, they'll say number 34. It might just be that anyone could go at any time. If you're someone who gets really nervous, don't wait for the last groups. Go beforehand, because what will happen is you'll watch group after group after group. Everyone will be cheering it on, and the director, the producer, the creatives, the casting directors, they could be having a number of expressions and a number of discussions, but you don't know if they're talking about the lighting, you don't know if they're talking about wardrobe. They may even be looking at your outfit and thinking, oh, we quite like that outfit for another project or even for personal use. So you don't want to be waiting and trying to figure out, oh, they're good, they're not good, oh, maybe I'll do that, maybe I'll do this. We're all different and we're all unique. Remember what you're good at. If you're not someone who can trick and the person before tricked, this is not your time to try it. This is not your time to, creatively explore, because you can end up in hospital. You do what's best for you. What you do is what's going to get you booked, because you'll be doing it confidently, yeah? And that's what really sells. So make sure you own your own unique personality and style. Don't wait too long so you get all melded up in your head, because sometimes by the time you go on, you've forgotten the material. And you then go completely wrong, and then you're begging, oh, can I go again? And it's because, and again the excuses start, and no one wants to hear the excuses. Last things, turn your phone off. No one wants to hear your phone going during, and enjoy it. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. There's so many times, even myself, like if I think back to years ago, I'll leave and I'll be like, oh, I wish I enjoyed it more. I wish I did. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Enjoy it. There comes a point when you've learnt the material and you've learnt what you can learn. You need to just have fun with it, release it, and let go.